All right, everyone. Y'all saw the title, so I'm sure some people gonna come for me. Happy New Year. Um, it's time for people to get away from themselves, get the head out of the clouds. We're gonna discuss this thing, but before we get into it, first let's give a shout out. I have one shout out, and this will be obvious to you all why. It's the Solomon Project, where it's not how much you make, it's how much you keep that counts. Solomon grew up in the mean streets of New York, and this video is going to be prominent now. Again, he's not giving you financial advice, but he can lead you in the right direction. Far as making money and all of that is concerned in the stock market, again, he's not giving you financial advice, and you'll see that disclaimer. So if you want to know, he's a trucker. So if you want to know about stocks and things, he can lead you in the right direction. Solomon's going to play a major role in what I'm about to say because he would tell stories on his Saturday Night Lives that I attend that lends itself to the fact that being famous in the 20th century and back versus fame right now in the 21st century takes a different connotation. I'm going to beat a dead horse that I've been beaten. So let's just get to it. This is going to be more of a free rant, and we're going to get back to it. So we're going to go ahead and get to it, So let's get to our regularly scheduled program. Get your head out of the clouds, right? If you don't get it in 2026, I don't think you are going to get it. And I'm just going to keep it a buck. If you don't get it this year, you're never going to get it. I've seen clips, and I first saw it on Hassan Campbell, where Corey Holcomb made some comment about The Shining is fading. I would argue that this fading he's talking about in 2025 actually started to happen in 2020, not 2020 anything, it's 2002 with Jam Master Jay. This lesson can apply to any race of people, but I'm using my race of people as an example. Because this trend, you can see it, and it was blatantly obvious among entertainers, rappers, and the foundational Black American community. So you see the photo, right? Someone looking at this would say, what does what Corey Holcomb said have to do with the passing of Jam Master Jay? Now, if you've been watching my channel, number one, I made a video about Jam Master Jay in 2024 or 2025, after they discovered who unalived him. When the news came out, it didn't shock me because by that time, we all knew that someone close to him had to have, or with a knowledge of that studio or of his movements, had to have done that. What does what Corey Holcomb said have to do with Jam Master Jay? For those of you who've been watching my channel for a while, I made a video where I made an overreach with a black kid whose bag of Doritos was mistaken for a pew pew, right? And I said the makings of what happened to this child started in 2002. Remember that 2002 is the springboard year where stuff is happening that explains what was going to come today. So if you want to understand that, go see that video. Okay, so before I get to the Jam Master Jay part, let me start with Corey Holcomb. He was saying stuff and he made it as it doesn't matter about your skin color, and he's correct. Because now we see those kids, for example, in Asian countries where there's a lot of corruption. And younger Asian kids who are Gen Z started taking to the streets and acting a fool, because while they're starving and while they can't get jobs, the politicians and the prominent kids of the richest people in their country are flaunting their Louis Vuitton and all their little vacations and all the bubbly that they get to sip. Remember that whole rich kids of what is it, Instagram or something? I don't even think that fully went away as of this recording, which I recorded this early on November 8th, 2025. Because I want this message to resonate. But Corey Holcomb was saying, basically riding up in these nice cars, wearing this real jewelry, showing up to places that are comfortable to you. Those days are fading. And you're basically, from what I took from it, you're making yourself a target. He is correct. And I want to use the Jam Master Jay as a springboard and example in a moment. It's always baffled me knowing the amount of people who came after Jam Master Jay, the amount of people who have no self-awareness that sometimes you can't go back home. And sometimes you can't go to certain environments. And that looking a certain way, even in a free country, makes you a target. Living well and doing well for yourself doesn't mean that somebody don't want to take from you. And in this environment where people can't get jobs and where people are starving, they'll take your stuff in a minute and won't think twice. I like that I dress like a bum, in part because I'm starting a soap company anyway, and I have no reason to dress up and down and own fancy stuff. My ideal of shopping and flossing and acting a fool and putting up for people started to end after 2002, really. So I just don't feel like I have to impress anyone. Corey Holcomb was like, it's fading. And when he said it's fading, it was fading for every race of people. In the black community, Jam Master Jay is the springboard. If you go, and I'll give you proof of it, go to Google and Google all of the rappers who were unalived. They let you use the term, the D word, of course. No, I can't say it on here because they'll flag this channel. The first one who was unalived in their own city, of all people, 2002, Jam Master Jay. I'll bring up my New Yorker friend. The Solomon Project, right? The channel I watch. He lived in New York. Back in his day, 60s, 70s, 80s, when he was coming up, celebrities could frequent certain parts of New York and go back to their hood all the time. I think even Tyson Beckford brought it up. Depending on who you ask, he's still fairly protected. He was saying when you grew up in that generation and you were from the hood, people just didn't readily rob you like that. Because of your renown, because of your celebrity. And that you could just go grocery shop, go see your family and all this, and people knew you were around, but they didn't harass you or overly harass you for autographs. They didn't just come up behind and attack you. Now, there could have been some cases, but I'm just giving you what Solomon told me. Because he knew some unbelievable celebrities that you look up and they're still making films, are still relevant now. I won't say the names of who he knew that either hung in New York or were from there. There was just a code on the streets that when people came up, you just didn't mess with certain people. Remember, I can prove that in the 1990s because neither Tupac nor Notorious B.I.G., both who were targeted, were both unalived far enough away from their own hometowns. It's just a known thing you didn't take a rapper out in their hometown like that. Go look at the list, and it started really 2002. He was the most high-profile Jam Master Jay. From that time on, when he was unalived in that studio on his home turf, it opened a door that never shut. Mo 3, XXX Tentacion, all these people I didn't even hear of until they went. I don't remember how Juice World, if he was at home at the time. Now I saw some of the final footage of FBG Duck up in Chicago. How he was running, that fear of knowing, and the way Mo 3 went out. And he said on Vlad TV, and you can say what you want to say about Vlad, I'll let y'all have that. I'm not sub to him, but I see a few of his videos. He sat there and downplayed that he could be unalived. Go look at the list. Most of them go out. Nipsey Hussle, most of them are taken out in their own hood. Nipsey was bothersome and still bothers me to this day because he was really trying to make things better. And this one person, whatever his issues were, decided that he was a problem and he needed to be neutralized. It all started with Jam Master Jay. But you have to remember, because Jam Master Jay came from that old school when people originally didn't do that, he let his guard down because he didn't know that he was coming up in this new generation that's ruthless and don't care. After Jam Master Jay was taken out, from that time on, 2002, please go study that year. That's like I told you in that video that I put out. That's the same year that darn racist video, white supremacist game, Ethnic Cleansing, came out. That's the same year that movie with Tom Cruise, The Minority Report, in which in the future they can accuse you of doing stuff or put you places or get you for a crime that they think you were gonna commit. That movie Simone, about that autonomous robot woman, the forming of the African Union, and now we have Ibrahim Traore. 2002 was the year they were telling you stuff. Now back to Corey Holcomb. People have their issues with him, so they think they don't have to listen to his message. The shining that he said is fading. I think that fade was starting with Jam Master Jay back in 2002. It just happened so gradually we didn't see it. But when these unalivings continued up to 2016, well past the pandemic, people should have known then. You're not pulling up in the hood in no phantom. Me, I'm not pulling up in the hood at all. And before I close, I'll use me for an example. There are times when I've gone back home to Alabama and I don't have much of anything, because I live in the state of Washington right now. There are people that, unless they have a chance encounter with me, won't even know I'm home. And by the time some of them find out, I'm already on the plane or have just landed back at SeaTac. There's a reason for that. You can't go home. And in this new environment, you can't. With Corey Holcomb, I liked his approach and how he didn't make it racial. Because people kept going, oh, these rappers can't go home, and they tried to make it about the black community. No. If you're on here flossing and flaunting your lavish lifestyle to people who are entitled and think they should have what you have but don't have to work for it, you are now a target. It's the wild, wild west out here. Think about that movie The Purge, and come to think of it, that was early 2000s. Whatever's going on now, Hollywood been telling you all a long time ago, this shining, you need to rise and unshine. Oh, so we can't tour, we can't go out in luxury, we can't do this. No, you just can't go certain places anymore. See, I knew what what our foundational black Americans are black Americans in general, because I think Nipsey Hussle is the product of Ethiopian immigrants. I knew what they were doing. I'm successful. Let me show you how you can be this way too. That didn't matter to somebody who saw him as a threat. And wasn't there one rapper in Memphis that they got because he went back to the hood in a chain trying to go to his favorite bakery or something like that? If you want those cookies and they don't have it online, common sense would tell you to get an NDA on someone who go get that stuff. You, yeah, they might spit in my food or something. You can't move the way you once did. This stuff should be common sense to y'all by now. He says it's fading. So what Corey means, in my opinion, is that it's fading for every race of person. I would argue in the black community, with as many unalivings as we had of people went to their hometown, and trust me, Boosie nearly took that in Baton Rouge. He dodged a bullet. Think he learned his lesson? Probably not. I think when he says shining, and he's probably talking from a United States point of view, I'm seeing this all over the world. Anytime you're flaunting any kind of wealth, you are now, from here on out, making yourself an open target. Oh, I'm famous. I know this person. I'm going to go to this business. Don't think people aren't watching you. And that's the thing. I think, and from what I took from Corey, when he said that about being watched, I think when people want to get you now, because some people will just ambush you because they knew where you were without proper planning, I think people are going to start watching your entire schedule and try to get you. Bad news is cameras are around and can see everything, so they're not going to get by with it. Here's the thing I'm telling you, if you're sub to me, exercise your situational awareness and understand. Go see that video as well. I've been trying to find it, but it's on YouTube, but I only see clips of it. But common sense says Corey Holcomb has a channel, of course. Go find it and watch it for yourself. This is not the 20th century and back where, like John Gotti, remember he used to go in them nice suits running the streets of New York, and people treated him with reverence and respect. Better be careful about that stuff now. You're not getting by with flossing your nice clothes and your stuff anymore. This is why I told y'all 2002 was the springboard for all of this stuff happening now. You'll see it in the movies. You'll see it in policy. They've been telling you subliminally. And if you think I'm lying, when I told y'all in that video, for example, ethnic cleansing, you got that white kid come out in Athens, Georgia, in that darn full SS uniform, acting like Heil Hitler. I still think 2002 was the year that they were telling you all this was coming. All right, I recommend y'all go find and watch that Corey Holcomb video. To me, it resonated and made sense, because we're coming to a point where the color of your skin don't matter. You're just a target now. But for the longest time, our people had already been doing it. And my argument is that Jam Master Jay was the beginning of it for us. Be honest, it's not that you can't go home. You just better watch how you move. Well, all right. Hope y'all are having a happy new year so far. It's good to hear from y'all. I'm still on hiatus. I'll come off of it in a little bit. Y'all take care.